But I don't think that what you're going to go into trading, if you've just recently started, and if you're honest, you think back to why you first got into trading. This is what I'm going to do. This is why I'm doing it. This is my whole structure behind what makes me a future successful trader. I'm going to live life this way, and my ideals are going to be around this principle or these pillars. And the ones that have finally arrived at profitability, if they look back, they probably think to themselves, yeah, this isn't what I thought it was. And my perspective on what was motivational in the beginning, I don't hold those same views now because you're there. I was trading with the pursuit of being worth wanting to be with because I would have more money. Because I came from a impoverished upbringing, broken household, no father figure in my life consistently, a murderous father, literally a murderous father, who should have never been recently let out of jail. Mother didn't want me. So I had the perfect comeback story foundation, don't I? I have it. And I lived it. I was sorrowful, broken spirited. I was always daydreaming of future success of this and that. I lived vicariously through movie characters. And a lot of the things in my presentations, I tap into my boyhood, that child inside me that no one should ever let grow up. And my perspectives are rooted in things that were going to make me better than what I was. You want to hang out with the boys. You want to impress them, or ladies. You want the men to appreciate you because you can earn it on your own. I'm going to tell you something, ladies. And a lot of my female students have learned this the hard way. Successful women are intimidating to men because most men are lazy. Most men won't put in the effort that you are doing right now. And the ones that are making lots of money, you make men insecure. And I actually counsel my female students to never tell the men that they're dating what they earn. Sure, you can act like one of the old ladies on Facebook, part of the investment club. Yeah, we're part of an investment club. You tell it to a guy like that, they're like, oh yeah, good luck with that. I don't want to hear about it. It's not intimidating. It sounds like a bunch of old ladies sitting around cutting coupons and trading them off. I won't use this. What do you have? That's not intimidating to men. But tell them that you're making $100,000 a month and they're going to shrivel up. And they're not going to want to be around you because they're going to feel insignificant. And it's sad, man. Men are like that. We're wired that way. Honestly, if I was transported back to being 20 years old and I was dating someone that was making crazy amounts of money like that, I would be highly insecure as a man. So ladies, in my opinion, this is one thing that you don't have to be honest about. And I don't think this is a problem. If you never bring it up, you're not lying. Your finances are not everybody's business. Even the person you sleep with. Now your spouse, that changes it. But all of these factors, as we count through these crows, they're all influential. Well, if I don't get everything I want out of life, this is what I hope I at least get. Like second place. If I get this, then at least I can say it was worth it. That's plan B. There's no plan B. If you go in thinking to yourself, well, this is the consolation prize, this is the participation award for me at least trying, you have already limited your perspective, and your efforts are right now defined by this is all you're willing to accept. So are you really aiming for above and beyond that? No. because you've already fortified an acceptance of, well, this will be good enough. Sure, I didn't make enough to quit my job. Sure. I didn't make enough to make all my ends meet. But this is enough for the rest of my career. You're limiting yourself. That's what I was doing by hoping I could win back my ex-wife. Instead of saying, imagine how much more pleasurable life would be if you let go of that pain and move on and leave her to her decision. She's damaged goods now. You can't fix her. You tried everything. You can't fix her. And I don't want to spend a life trying to mend somebody else and never really live my own life. Some of you just heard that, and that in itself preaches. You're trying to hold somebody together, and you're not even living your own life. You're trying to hold a broken relationship together, and it's not meant to stay together. You're being shown the exit ramp, but you're saying, no, I'm a failure if I leave it. They'll be right in all the things they said about me if I leave this toxic relationship. Both sides, folks. Young men, young women, maybe even older folks. That's what you're aiming for. First place. Silver second. Nobody wants second. You always have the same view when you're second place. You get to see the backside of the guy in front. When I started trading, I didn't want to see the backside of anybody else. I immediately set my sights on who's the biggest one right now. That was Mr. Williams. And I signed it in my heart that I'm going to be the one that takes that away. And you will see it. I wanted to have a home, freedom, money, disposable money, silly money. And I wanted to never worry about price tags. I wanted to go wherever I wanted to go at the drop of a hat, just like that. That was my goal. And I didn't want just one home. And I didn't want just one car. Because I grew up impoverished. You can tell, honestly, you can tell when people get money, how do they behave? What do they start buying? They fill in those gaps and those holes in their heart where they were hurt, where they were embarrassed. For me, I didn't have a car when all my friends growing up, they all had cars. I was the last guy. I was basically the scrub that TLC talks about in their song. I don't want no scrub. Hanging at the passenger side of their best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. That was me. And some of you think I'm the fly guy. Man, ICT must have been this. I was the last one in my murder of crows to get a car. That's who you're listening to. The guy that can tell you every single candlestick where it's going to go next and where to find the next million. But back then, you would have never recognized me. You never would have recognized me. But underneath the skin, I had a bird nesting. And it was ready to spread its wings. And my goal was to get to the gold standard of living. And by the grace of God, I have achieved that. You need to be setting your sights on something that, what is your gold level achievement? What's the highest degree of what are you trying to obtain in this career as trading? And it needs to be lofty. It needs to be high up. These are goals. They're not, well, I just want to get this low, easy hanging fruit objective of life. That's how you're trading to get consistently profitable. But in life, you got to be aiming high all the time. Don't plateau. Don't be happy with what you've just succeeded at just recently and say to yourself, well, I achieved that. Because if you stop growing and stop reaching, you're going to wither. You won't remain flexible. You won't remain strong. And if you feel like you've done everything in life, wow. Wow, what a terrible existence that would feel like. Where's the purpose in life then? I had an opinion of me being way up here in affluence, and I couldn't reach it. I couldn't reach it until I changed my perspective. God, if you allow me, then I will do this. I will share, I will teach, I will provide, I will give. You want a prayer that gets answered easily? Take yourself out of what you're asking for and make somebody else the recipient of what you're praying for. God answers those prayers. Not, God, please, God, let me make $100,000 payout. Please, God, I hope God uses ICT to teach me how to be a six-figure trader. I honestly believe, I mean this wholeheartedly, I don't believe God's in the business of answering ICT-laced prayers like that. Okay, I'm quite certain that he's not thrilled to hear my name come up that many times, number one. Two, you're making it about you. You're being a toxic member of your murder of crows, and you don't even realize it. You're being selfish, self-centered. For me, for the longest time, I hid the difficulty that I had to endure learning all this stuff. When my friends would say, man, look at this guy. He does this. Man, this guy just made $30,000 last week trading soybeans. And they were like, what is a soybean? I was like, yeah, that's right. I did that. Y'all, wait till you see what I'm doing in lean hogs. Lean hogs. Yeah, man. I never admitted to my friends. They never heard me ever one time talk about the anxiety attacks. They never heard me talk about those sleepless nights of me literally crying tears. Why I was so frustrated where I couldn't get to a plateau beyond where I was stuck at. I never admitted those things because I felt back then as a 20-year-old, if I did, I would give them the blade while I laid my head on it. And some of them would have done it. Just because misery loves company. They would love nothing more to have been able to say, you know what? I'm jealous of you, Michael. I'm jealous of whoever you are, put your name in it. That's what most of your family members and friends really think of you. Look how toxic and ugly people are on social media. These people would never say half the thing, 1/10 of the things they say to other people online if they were standing right in front of them. I know absolutely 100% of everybody who's ever said anything about me would never do that if I was standing in front of them. I'm a God-fearing man, but I would choke slam them right there, just like that. Put my boot right on their neck and ask them, do you really want me to let you up? Because that's how it really would go down. But you have a secret. And if you don't have one now, you're going to get one coming up as a trader. It's the things that you failed at most doing it. A secret that'll never be told. And guess what happens when you let that out? Guess what happens when you stop guarding that and hiding it inside yourself and just say, this is what I used to wrestle with. This is what used to hold me back. And I had empowered it for so long by keeping it inside of my heart, causing me regret, never being content with any measure of success and growth. You got to let that out. And where do you let it out at? You start by putting it in your journal. Your journal is your future self. You're having a conversation with your future self. And you got to put that down in written word, whether you type it electronically or you do the high touch over high tech like I do. I use a pen. But you have to record that because it's therapy. It will allow you to release it. Maybe altogether, not right away, but gradually you'll let it go. But you're going to be so thankful that you recognize that years later and you read that journal. And you think to yourself, you know what? I don't think that way anymore. I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel defeated. I don't feel guarded all the time. Like someone could say the right words to me and cause me to crack and crumble right there. Because you've arrived and you stopped guarding something that's toxic. You're standing guard over something that's hurtful to you, that you're holding on to, some limiting factor that you've embraced that you don't want anybody to know about. You hide that. And that's why people that have that, when they get money, they buy stuff. They're filling those voids. I grew up with a lot of men that came from the same type of background. And our basic neighborhood was divided. We had the white trash where I was from, and then we had Maple Crest, which was predominantly African American. And I had friends in both. I had friends from my childhood that was mad at me because I had black friends, and I had black friends who had friends that said they shouldn't be hanging with me. So I came from a neighborhood where they hang the Confederate flag, and that's the way it was. And that's not what I was. And I watched some of them. My real first friendship with a black friend was Alexander. This man today is a wonderful, upstanding person that literally hit every measure that I thought he would hit and well beyond. But if you heard him speak, close your eyes and heard him speak, you would never see color. You would never see race. You would hear, this young man is such a positive spirit, so encouraging. Everybody wanted to be on his team. Everybody wanted to hang out with him. And you know what? He didn't have much. He didn't come in with Jordans. He didn't come in with all the drip. It's how he carried himself. I wanted to be like Alexander. I wanted to be like him. And when breakdancing was coming up, and that came up when I was a kid, you know, he's the one who taught me how to put the duct tape on my knees and you know, spin on my hand and do all kinds of breakdancing stuff that right now would probably kill me if I tried to do it. We did all that stuff together. And breakdancing brought everybody together. There was no division of white, black, Asian this and Asian that. You know, it's just everybody came together. Just like music brings everybody together. But I watched him start a small little business on the side. On the weekend, he didn't play sports and go into a travel team like that. He ran his own lawn care business. You know what he did with the money? He bought every pair of shoes that he loved. This guy had a room full of shoes. Just shoes. And I asked him, I said, well, what do you need all these shoes for? He goes, well, you've seen what I wore when we were going to school. Sometimes they were beat up. They were dogged out. I said, yeah, I never paid that much attention to it because I was wearing beaters too. He goes, yeah, but I didn't want that. I looked at everybody else in school that had the nicer shoes. High top Nikes. I wanted that. I wanted that. And he cried. He said, now I can afford it. So I have more than I ever could dream. What was he doing? He's doing patchwork and filling holes in his heart. And that's exactly what people do today. You want to see someone's real side? You want to really know who they are and how long they've been hurting? Watch how they spend their money. Cars, clothing, whatever the things that they hurt from. Like for me, that's why I owned more than one car. Because I didn't have one. I was the last one among my friends. All these things are characteristics of someone that has finally found a way to put patches over what they've been dealing with. That secret that's never to be told, those hurtful things. If you knew me, if you really knew me, this is what you would think about me if I shared that. And you think it's a weakness. It's human nature. Everyone has frailties. Everyone has shortcomings. Everyone has a time when they didn't do something or have access to something. I grew up in impoverished conditions. And I wanted to have nice things. But I learned as a 20-year-old by having nice things and flaunting it, everybody thinks you are Rick with a P in front of it. And I was, because I was guarding that secret never to be told. I didn't want them to understand how frail I was. Even when I was starting to make money, if my friends would have turned to me and said, listen, you take this money away and you're nothing, that would have destroyed me. I would have had no defense against that. Because I was using my newfound money making as a definition of, I'm better than you. When I was so far beneath them, they were stronger for being able to tolerate how arrogant I was. And some of you young men can't wait to be in that driver's seat, in that position in life. And you don't even realize what you're carrying right now is going to be detrimental to how you behave, how you're going to be perceived. And I'm thankful I got humbled. And early on, I'm thankful. It probably sounds crazy coming out of my mouth, right? But that's just me stirring the pot just to get people talking. But when I talk to you in the spaces like this, even last week too, they're truth. That's the real me. But again, I wouldn't be so comfortable to talk like this if we were in front of one another. Because I still carry those things, those memories, those driving, decision-making thoughts, intrusive thoughts. All of that has a lasting impression on people. They cut deep, and those wounds don't entirely heal. And the way I keep myself humble is I share them. I share those things with you. Because, number one, you need to remember that I am human. I have frailties just like you. I put my pants on the same way you do. And it hasn't always been easy. When I do things and I teach something, I show something, and I execute in front of you, that seems easy now, but it was not easy all the time. And there was many a nights where I believed that I was never going to be able to do what I could have never been told that I could do what I can do today back then. Even at the height of my anxiety, conquering power of I'm able to do everything now, where nothing could go wrong now. I felt like I knew everything back then. What I have right now, I didn't even dream was possible back then. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful God humbled me in my 20s. He did it the right way. When back then I was praying that he would change the way he was doing it. And please just let me be successful. Please just let me do it right from the first time. I don't want to make any mistakes because my family says this about me. They don't believe I'm going to do it. And I believe what they're saying is true, and I need you to change my perspective. Well, you got to be careful how you ask God to be a part of your life. I have found when you ask God for courage, He gets you in positions where you're going to be scared a lot. Because how do you develop courage? By going through something and being desensitized to it. Asking God, Lord, please give me patience. Oh, don't ask for that one. Don't ask for that one. Because He's going to let you have it. He's going to give you so many things pounding on you. Boom, 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 boom. You want to learn patience? Okay. I'm going to put you through it. Because there's no better way of learning something but by going through it. Ask God to give you the vision to see good. Ask God to give you the power, the skill, the characteristic as a human being to see good. And I'm confident what He's going to do is show you everything in yourself that's wrong. Because that's what He did with me. That's exactly what He did with me. And I was embarrassed, ashamed, how I acted, how I spoke, what I thought, how I conducted myself. And if you're not careful, young men, if you get the success that you're looking for and a meteoric rise, and you have affluence, and in this industry, you get notoriety pretty quick by what you earn. If you're not careful, everybody around you will change you. And you'll become something that you never imagined. And that doesn't mean it's good.
Hello, 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 hello. Oh, Father, I thank you. I worship you. I glorify you. I honor you. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for your mercy, your love, and your compassion. Thank you for your grace. Father, my Lord, may your name be glorified and be magnified in our lives as we'll be treating the London session today, my Lord, in Jesus' mighty name. Lord, I pray for clarity. I pray for patience. I pray for peace. In Jesus' mighty name, I thank you, Father. And I pray that I learn something new today. Amen and amen. Hello, 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 hello. My name is Leslie Verkeker and I'm back like not your father. Since he went to buy milk and bread, he's not back. He's been gone. Anyway, guys, what is good? What is so? So what had happened was, when I saw this move, I waited for this. That's why you saw I made SMT. I waited for this here. I thought it would go up. After purging here, I go down and then immediately go up. But hey man, one thing I've learned about the markets nowadays, the past 2 months, flipping unpredictable, dog. Yo, the Trump era is yo guys, speak to your father, Donald Trump. Yo. Speak to your father, Donald Trump. Trump is trumping the markets, dog. What guys? Why is Trump like this? Yo, just look at this choppy. It's chopped up, bruv. Reason I'm in London session is because I don't think I'll be in the New York session. I have an overnight tomorrow at church, so we are preparing. That's why yesterday I wasn't online, and the previous day I went on, but 30 minutes I had to leave. So I realized yesterday London session that, you know what, Actually, let me just today. Let me just do the London session, and then yeah, man, we'll see. So now you saw I took 2 L's. Yeah, this fair value gap is too small, man. It's too small for this. I want something like this to break buy side. So like this short term high. Let me do this. Wait. Okay. I'm just checking my audio now, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, this, and the reason why I get is also original consolidation is because before I even entered here, there was a time I came to the hourly chart. When I saw the hourly chart, I'm like, man, here's the consolidation. So yeah, and here's sell side. So are we accumulating longs, like accumulation, and then it's gonna maybe distribute to the downside? Treat this CB as a treat this CB as a treat this CB as a inversion. Oh, how are we gonna do it? But we'll wait and see, man. Patience, 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 patience. Patience is the key. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wait for Jesu. Plus, you see the way it broke this previous week high. So what I'm expecting, reason why also I want price to go to previous day highs, because I just wanted to purge and then fall. You get me? Cause look at this. It didn't close like I had all a strong. It's not a strong close above previous week high. So if you can just purge, come here to this level. Ooh, man, my body's not used to waking up early, guys. I woke up early yesterday. I woke up early today. And that's because I realized my life currently was not the life I want to live. Yeah, waking up at whatever time, having no structure. So yeah. So now I'm starting to wake up early, and then I pray, then I come to the office. Don't tell me you use this fair value gap, because this maybe can be a short-term high on a 15-second chart. 15-second chart. Mara, yesterday I did well, Sham. Mabana, I actually waited, like I waited for a setup, but I was not online. See, yesterday I waited, dog. Waited, price went up, but I was. Good thing is, I was busy. I was doing something, but I had my phone the entire time, so I was monitoring the charts whilst doing something. I had levels drawn out. I painted my chart, and then I went and did what I had to do. And I was doing that thing, fixing lights at church, fixing lights, but with my phone next to me. And yeah, man, when I saw that opportunity, see, this is the kind of BC I want. This is the kind of BC that I want. I don't know if it will come back. If it doesn't, it's fine. It left me, it's fine. I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, man, I didn't have. I realized the reason I blew on my account is because I didn't have patience. I was greedy. Like, I would just get on the markets, I see a setup. You see, like this. I wanted to go up because after it swept minor sell side, I'm like, now it's going for buy side. But before it goes for buy side, first I have to do this. So when I would enter, let's say here, I would enter somewhere here, aim for minor buy side or previous day high, and then stop loss would be below fair value gap, or below this volume imbalance, and then boom boom boom. What's this level? 5664. Why? No, like why? Below this short-term low. Below this short-term low. I know it's just I don't know, man. Shouldn't be that, but I'm giving it room to play around. This is what, like 320. I want ticks. 110.8 for, yeah, no, that's fine. I wanna see. Hey, so Vela, this is 50 pips. Okay. I'm coming back, guys. I'm coming back. No.